class, because actually, in short, we like to say that the easiest way to say what's randomized in this game is actually what isn't. So basically what isn't randomized is basically the stage layouts, Mega Man's general physics, the damage that enemies deal, and items 2 and 3. Just about everything else in this game is randomized, and there is a command in Speed Gaming chat that Charlie Boy has put up that has shown what the majority is randomized.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, just read that little blurb we get there in the chat. It explains pretty much. We did explain in race 1. We'll try not to reiterate it too much, but I mean basically everything. Let's just put it that way. it's pretty. It's pretty particular, but yeah, enemies, bosses, music, etc. Like right now, we're hearing what is this? Heatman stage music here in Quickman's. See blue layout, blue lasers. Speaking of lasers, Prodigy took a death here last race. I'm hoping, I'm sure he's hoping too that he doesn't take one here this.
Yeah, this was the screen he messed up on. He clipped the side, and that was where he got caught by the final laser, but he's through it no problem this time around.
Yeah, Prodigy has been having little issues recently taking deaths from quick beams, but fortunately this particular race, he actually goes through the area clean, and we're about to fight our first boss in Quick Room, and the music seems to fit as we find Heatman in his room.
Yeah, definitely. What a fitting stage music for the fitting stage boss. And yeah, we see both these guys kind of finding a pattern here to take him out. So, and I think Prodigy might have got the kill just a tad bit before MetaLow this time.
Yeah, very fast Heatman this time around. Much quicker to react, much faster with his heat dashes, and we find item 3 in Quickman stage as well. So we got ourselves an early item this time around, as these two about to go to Flashman stage.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to hold up very long, but Prodigy picked up about a 3-second advantage over MetaLow over that first stage.
So we're finding out that Buster is not weak towards the walls. Both MetaLow and Prodigy checked. As we tried to tell you around, especially when Prodigy was looking for wall weaknesses in Heatman stage, the crash walls in Mega Man 2 Randomizer are also randomized as well. So it could be weak to any given weapon that isn't Time Stopper. So it can very well be Buster. But in this case, since both of them checked, we know that it's not Buster weak, and they're going to have to find another weapon at some point that will destroy those crash walls.
Yeah, and it looks like Prodigy going top side this time to grab the E-Tank. MetaLow drops down.
Yeah, pretty much is what I expected from MetaLow. MetaLow usually does not take that E-Tank, preferring to go for speed, and thinking that his first E-Tank that he got in Quickman stage will be enough to carry him on throughout the entire game.
It actually paid off for him because he did pull right ahead of Prodigy by skipping the E-Tank.
Meanwhile, we found ourselves a very vanilla Flashman in multiple ways. Vanilla stage and vanilla colors. Well, vanilla colors as in he's mostly white.
Yeah, to answer the questions in chat, Quickman and Flashman are fairly safe stages. There's no death pits. You're going to get a fairly free E-Tank in both of the stages. And it's just, you know, quality of life for the rest of the stages going forward.
Yeah, those are basically the only reasons why these two stages, Quick and Flash, are usually routed out first. But as you can see, right now we have ourselves another route divergence. MetaLow yet again going to Woodman third, and Prodigy doing Bubbleman third, which is usually the standard route.
If I'm not mistaken, MetaLow did Airman third in the first game, or of this match.
Correct.
Oh yeah, he did do Airman third. But actually, I know why. Yep, he got item 3. He's planning to do Goodwood immediately.
Yeah, we're gonna see a zip here by MetaLow that we did not see in Game 1.
Do you want to explain how this zip works, Creed? I can try, but...
Well, basically, and we're gonna try to do it in layman's terms. Basically, what MetaLow is trying to do is pretty much zip himself top of the ceiling, do himself a little bit of vertical screen wrap, where he's able to get across the ceiling, and then do another set of zips that move him across several screens. So, and at some point, there's going to be a point in Woodman stage where the zip will stop, and he's going to have to memorize the remaining layout before continuing on through the stage. And at that point, he's going to wind up doing another set of zips before he death abuses and goes to the boss corridor, as you saw MetaLow respawn at when he dies. It's a little bit much to take in, but that's basically the gist of what happened.
Yeah, you said it, bro. That's why I let you do it. Oh man, no, I mean I got the trust. I mean I too as well, so I understand what's going on. But yeah, it's kind of complicated for the alpha.
Yeah, it's complicated to even try and say. I'm kind of surprised I managed to get even a little bit something out of it. Meanwhile, MetaLow taking out Bubbleman and Wood stage, going to what could be a very dangerous Airman stage with Sky Crabs, one of the more annoying enemy sets you can have in this stage. MetaLow's probably going to decide to take it very carefully.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him. I hate to see crabs here.
Well, we see Prodigy now in the Woodman stage. I'm almost certain he switched over to item 3, so it looks like he's gonna try to pull off the same zip MetaLow had just performed for us.
So far so good for Prodigy, doing the buffer so he doesn't fall straight to his death, and use his quick boomerangs to initiate what's the second need to go to zip, because what Prodigy's doing is that he's trying to frame perfectly adjust himself to get himself on the ceiling actually to initiate the second zips. So it looks like Prodigy is able to do it successfully, and he goes to the boss corridor. So both our runners successfully doing good wood.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, that ladder clip, it can be kind of rough if you don't have quick boomerang, so it's a good thing that they have it this time around. Otherwise, you have to try to do it with the buster, or I mean, of course, you can, not do it at all, but then if you don't do it at all, you kind of waste about 10 seconds that you could save by doing it, but there's always the possibility of messing it while you do it, which can waste a lot more time than 10 seconds. So, speed versus risk versus reward.
Now, while we saw in Game 1, they didn't have either Item 1 or Item 3 when they were in the Woodman stage, so they had to go the long way, and I believe MetaLow took a death as one of the 3 that he had taken in that wood stage. But we see Prodigy going for Crashman stage already, and he's utilizing another zip we were not able to see in Game 1.
Looks like we found that item 1 was actually in Bubbleman stage. We didn't take note of that, and that what gave Prodigy the idea to just go ahead and risk it with going to Crashman, even though item 1 might be really hard to use for zipping. but it was good enough to zip in Crashman stage, and as you can see, he just pretty much skipped a whole chunk of stage by using item 1 to zip past all of it.
Now, one thing you can notice with the item 1 in this game that you may, for those who saw game 1, item 1 did not move at all in game 1, and in this particular game, they're moving somewhat upward. I don't know if that's enough to perform the skips or the zips in the Metal Man stage, but this is the grand finals, and it wouldn't shock me if either or both of the runners are still able to pull off the zips, even with a slow-moving item 1.
But right now, we got Prodigy and MetaLow about to go into their separate boss rooms. MetaLow going to Bubble Room, while Prodigy about to get our first look at what's going to be in Crash Room. And we find Quickman in Crash Room. Let's see how he acts. Very high, standardized speed, but looks like he's very weak to crash bombs. Meanwhile, we didn't talk about Airman in Bubble Man's room. We got ourselves a Velcro Airman that likes to clean the ceilings. He could be a very tough fight in that regard, because unless you got a weapon that can actually hit him from below, like a Metal Blade or a Leaf Shield, you pretty much gonna have to go near the spikes in order to have a shot at hitting Airman. So that can be a very dangerous fight if you got a high jumping Airman underwater.
And now MetaLow, speaking of Airman, he's gonna get item 1 from Airman. He's gonna go to Crash stage now. Prodigy makes his way to Metal. He's gonna try to set up what vanilla runners call the easiest zip in the game, which is definitely for the vanilla game, but in this game, not always the case. As you can see here, Prodigy struggling a bit trying to...
It looks like the item 1 is just a little too slow in order for it to work. So Prodigy winds up forgoing trying to do another zip and just decides to do it vanilla, while MetaLow successfully does the crash zip as well and is on his way to the main Crashman climb.
Yeah, unfortunately, Prodigy loses a little bit of time there, and that is, unfortunately, something that could happen when you attempt the zips. I don't know if it'll cost him, but with how close the runners are, it might just cost him if MetaLow is either able to pull off that zip somehow, or just knowing that the item 1 may not move very quickly, just doesn't even try it at all.
MetaLow running into a little problem here. The bunny here, or the Robbit, if you will.
Yeah,
Prodigy
those enemies on...
item
I'm sorry,
3
go
to
ahead.
jump through that. Yeah, sorry about that.
The joys of commentating. We just can't help but commentator clash at some point during our brief commentary stay. Well, at any rate, we find that Prodigy is dealing with this is a potentially nasty Woodman. A Woodman that has an accelerated false start leaf shield, and the fallen leaves go vertically, which means the shield will pretty much return immediately. But Prodigy finds that bubble seemed to work on Woodman very well, so what could have been a very nasty Woodman was actually somewhat bearable, but still managed to escape by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, and both these guys are out of their 6th Robot Master now. Prodigy has air and heat left. Airman, we saw, had crabs on MetaLow's screen, so Prodigy's gonna have to deal with that. We'll see how he handles that, as MetaLow will more than likely make his way into Heat Man stage. Just kidding, Metal Man is what I meant to say. I really wanted to say that anyway. I just did that for comedic effect. Ha 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 ha. Alright, here we go.
Please don't try too hard, Charlie boy. Please.
I try. Skipping another E-Tank. And he's going for the backwards setup, it looks like. Yeah, he does, and he gets it.
Looked like MetaLow was able to place it just high enough so that slow item 1 was able to just barely fit him, because that is not an easy item 1 to try to zip with. So very good work for MetaLow for even successfully getting it.
Yeah, that's going to give MetaLow a pretty big advantage, because we saw Prodigy struggle with that zip for a good amount of time and then just give up on it. So MetaLow's gonna make up some of the time that he might be behind, and as Prodigy's getting a little bit of a issue here in the airman stage with these crabs just kind of falling down on top of him.
Well, it didn't help that the crash bombs were not working on the rabbits. They were completely immune, and when he was trying to destroy them, they were just tearing them apart. So that slowed down Prodigy some more as MetaLow just decimates Woodman.
So, assuming Prodigy gets through this boss fight with little issue with, well, it's Crash, so he might just go aggressive on us today. Oh, here we go. Best music in Mega Man 2 Randomizer.
Well, since it's from the vanilla game, you're pretty much just saying that this is your favorite theme in the entire Mega Man 2.
Well, the entirety of Mega Man ever, but, you know.
I can respect it. Meanwhile, what's not to respect are these Metroids.
Oh no,
these
MetaLow!
M544s just pretty much lagging MetaLow straight down into the abyss. And we got ourselves a race.
Yep, lead change once again. We'll see how Prodigy deals with the same situation. MetaLow knows what's coming now, so he should deal with it a little better. Ooh, Prodigy just riding the item 2 across, so yeah, no problems here, no deaths, and yeah, that's a pretty strong lead change there for Prodigy. As long as he can keep a hold of this, you know, they could make or break the race there, even at this level. But there's plenty more to come, so, you know.
Oh yeah, a small difference like this could mean almost nothing when it comes down to it, or it could mean everything. We've got the runners within maybe 5 seconds of each other right now.
Yeah, both on the last Robot Master. They both successfully completed the item 3 zip to skip the corridor there after the checkpoint. And yeah, both going down to the boss room. Prodigy looks like he actually has a slight lead now.
Well, they open the boss door 2 seconds apart from each other, so execution is really going to be everything from this point forward.
Prodigy decides to search for weaknesses while MetaLow just decides to stick with Buster. I didn't get to see how much damage Quick Boomerangs did to Metal Man, but whatever the cost it was, Prodigy still manages to beat him, but MetaLow still beat Metal Man a little faster, so MetaLow has a few second lead over Prodigy going to Wily 1, where you know what we gotta do.
Oh, is it that time again?
Why, yes it is. People of the chat that aren't familiar with how we do randomizer in this game, every boss has a randomized color. That includes the Mecha Dragon. So what we want you to do is guess the color of the Mecha Dragon. And for extra credit, since weaknesses are randomized, guess that weakness as well. And you got 2 chances for that. So guess a weakness and guess a color. Let's see it, chat. So Charlie Boy, Rico, let's have at it. What are your colors and weaknesses?
I'll let Freako go first.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna go with a pink dragon and air shooter.
Alright, well I'm going to go with Let's see, I went with red last time. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna tap 3 mountains, and I'm gonna bring out Siege Dragon. Okay, it's actually 2 mountains, 5 colors. Bring out Siege Dragon, so he's gonna be a red dragon. He's gonna be weak to water, which is bubble this time.
I'm gonna go true blue for this dragon. So we're gonna have a blue dragon, and it's gonna be Buster weak.
I just technically guessed the exact same dragon last, so I should probably switch it up. I'll say, how about yellow and metal? I'm indecisive.
Oh, sweet mercy.
I just wanted to pull a Magic the Gathering dragon this time, since you guys are always guessing blue eyes, white dragons and stuff. Hey, it's red again! I should have kept it. Oh, man.
Charlie boy, Charlie boy, Charlie boy. Seriously now.
Oh, man.
Well, quick boomerang's out. That's a negative. Oh, looks like air shooter.
But air shooter looks like it's really hard to hit with. Pretty much have to be right in the dragon's face. So Prodigy, instead of keeping with air shooter, probably gonna look for something else. It looks like it's gonna be.
I think he found the air shooter.
Well, I think it's not the exact same dragon. I think the last one was green and brown. This one is red and yellow. Hey, Prodigy having more problems than MetaLow dragon. He's found heat though, and supercharged heat is gonna take it.
That was definitely charged heat. If it was supercharged, you wouldn't have to charge it to begin with.
Fair enough. I misspoke. I meant to say charge, second stage charge heat. My bad.
Someone's got to keep you on your toes now.
You do, you do. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, anyway, it looks like MetaLow is going to be the first to check for wall weaknesses, and we find that Leaf Shield this time around is going to be our wall weakness. So that's probably going to be out of the question for Boo Beam. One of the things you got to remember is that whatever is weak to the wall will more than likely not be the weakness for the Boo Beam turrets. So we know that the Leaf Shield should be out of the question for the Boo Beam turrets.
Would be interesting if it was the Metal Blade that was the Boo Beam turret weakness.
Just save a little bit of time. Meanwhile, Prodigy forgoes trying to check wall weaknesses this time and decides to just go straight on ahead and try to rush it to Pico Pico, which MetaLow is about to fight right now.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Prodigy thinks he's behind here in this particular run.
Well, to be fair, I mean, he wouldn't be. but yeah, no, I mean, MetaLow is finding Crash Bomb to be weakness, or a weakness to Pico Pico Kun here, and yeah, it's actually what, 4 shots Crash Bomb. It didn't seem like it was doing that much weapon ammunition though, which is also something to factor in fighting this boss, or any boss for that matter. You want the most weapon resources as you can get going forward. In a speedrun, that is, so that way you can continue to be completely stocked and move at a very fast pace.
Well, Pico Pico has 3 weaknesses. We know that Crash and Metal are 2 of the weaknesses. We could probably argue that Heat, again, could be the 3rd weakness, but we can only speculate that since they didn't actually try to find the 3rd weakness. They just stuck with Metal Blades for the entirety, well, for the majority of the fight.
Well, Prodigy used the regular Heat shot. I don't know if he tried charged Heat.
Well, at this point, it's neither here nor there, as both of these guys defeated Pico Pico and are on their way to Wily 3. MetaLow, again, having just that slight little advantage, but we still don't know what's ahead. So anything can happen, especially if the enemy seg winds up being brutal. In this case, not so much with the chickens. You can easily dodge the chickens
that
here.
The Guts Dozer is going to be in their immediate future.
So we got MetaLow completing the spike dive, and he's on his way to the Guts tank. Meanwhile, Prodigy is now starting his descent down the spike drop. So we're about to see what weaknesses the Guts tank is about to have. If MetaLow's lucky, it'll probably be Buster, but we're not expecting it.
Yeah, I didn't see Prodigy stop for refills here like MetaLow did, so that actually gave him a little opportunity to catch up just a tad bit. And MetaLow's going to find Bubble to fight the Guts tank, so we'll see how fast Prodigy can find it, and see if he can catch a couple seconds here as we head toward Wily 4.
I think we take this little bit of time to mention about weaknesses for the Wily bosses. While each Wily boss has a set number of weaknesses, there's always a chance, a slight percentage, that it could be Buster. Otherwise, every Wily boss can have a chance to be Buster immune. Other than that, the bosses can be weak to any given weapon except for Time Stopper. Time Stopper will never be a Wily boss weakness. So digging for weapons will be key as far as effectiveness and how fast they find these weapons.
Yeah, Prodigy's not even stopping to get the refill for the weapon energy at the beginning of the stage here.
Yeah, I'm sure he feels like, that dragon took him a little long, and and I believe it was, I'm not sure if it was Losers, I believe it was the match against you, Creed. Prodigy just straight up on air stage, he had to take a continue, so he quit completely because he was like, I respect Creed too much, and there's no way I'll be able to finish the race and beat him. So that's Prodigy's mindset going into stuff like this. So any time save he can catch, especially if he feels like he's behind on anything, he'll do. And yeah, like I said, or like we all saw, he spent extra time on the dragon. He knows he did, so he feels like he needs to make up that gap. So I'm sure that's what he's doing.
Well, it didn't help Prodigy's case that he wound up falling victim to one of the fake floors in the initial area of Wily 4. As we said, the fake floors on two of the screens that have them are randomized. So Prodigy winds up falling victim to one of them, and that sets him even further behind. So Prodigy's probably gonna, that's gonna send him even worse back.
Oh no. Yeah, definitely so. And MetaLow gets dipped into the corridor. For runners that run vanilla, Prodigy takes another death. He's tilting. Hopefully he's not tilting too bad. He'll finish up for sure. But yeah, I mean, for runners that run vanilla, that's it. 1, 2, 3, easy as pie. But it's pretty tricky in the randomizer, especially if you have to use item 3 and you have to. What's that? A trigger where you jump instead of B trigger where you. I might have the buttons mixed up. I believe A trigger is jumping and B trigger is where you use the weapon.
Yeah, A trigger, A is jump, B is fire.
Right on. Yeah. So I mean, A trigger can be a little tricky if you be out on that zip versus B trigger, but B trigger ends up being the faster one if you have item out. Regardless, MetaLow makes it through blue beams. Prodigy's trying to catch up. MetaLow into the refights.
Yeah, with the skill set that MetaLow has, is I won't say it's a certainty that he's probably gonna win this, but the odds are pretty much at his favor right now, and it's basically his game to lose at this point. It's pretty much going to be dependent on what the Wily Machine's going to have as MetaLow continues on to his refights. Prodigy finally finding air shooter for the Boo Beam turrets, so he's about to join MetaLow in the refight stage as well.
Yes, indeed. Don't call it a comeback. MetaLow 3 down as Prodigy goes in. He might be 4 by the time Prodigy actually gets into his refight with the Robot Masters, that is. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
4.
unfortunately for Prodigy, he's about a minute and 15 seconds behind right now.
Yeah, Wally 4 really put a number on Prodigy, showing that, as usual, our little hellish area of Wally 4 can be and always will be a great equalizing factor.
Oh, there's a question by Noise Police in the chat. There's no soft lock running out of ammo for Alien.
It technically wouldn't be a soft lock. You'd have to take a death. Depending on if you take the weapon refills at the beginning of Wily 4, you could either completely run your whole lives out by taking deaths in Wily 6 itself and come back with full weapon ammunition, or if you have Duck Fist was kind enough to put 2 weapon refills in Wily 5, which would be the machine coming up, and Wily 6 for hopefully for you not having to do that situation, so where you can prepare to go into the alien fight. As you can see here on MetaLow's screen, he has 2 weapon refills, and we'll see if he takes one or not. He might be confident in the ammunition he has so far. Oh no, he's definitely taking some.
Yeah, as we can see that we got ourselves a randomizer favorite, and our Wily machine is Buster Week. Unlike you saw with the last seed, for Buster Week Wily machines, if the Wily machine is Buster Week, the Buster is weak for both phases. So if you see Buster in a Wily machine fight, it's pretty much a free fight, unless you get too clumsy.
Yeah, MetaLow's gonna fall off to the left and pick up the refill heading into Victory Road. I actually picked up both. I think, looking at his item screen, he should be good to go here against the alien.
Oh man. He's really trying for the zip. It's not gonna work out for him, I don't think. Yeah, now he's gonna go for it again. This could be what Prodigy needs. And if he doesn't get it, he's got it though. Wily 6 zip.
Well, let's hope he doesn't over zip.
Oh, the clincher right here.
Well, at least we know he didn't over zip in spite of his stream lagging on us. Prodigy finding out Buster weakness on the machine. Meanwhile, MetaLow begins his dig for the alien weakness. Hopefully he got enough ammo. He should be fine regardless of what the weakness is.
Yeah, with an E-tank in hand as well, it's just a matter of finding out which weapon it is at this point.
And it's the worst possible scenario.
Oh, Prodigy, no. Game over.
No.
Refight.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be sensing a forfeit from Prodigy as MetaLow defeats the alien. So, yep, as expected, Prodigy forfeits as MetaLow finishes the race. So, MetaLow finishes in first place with an official time of 33 minutes and 40 seconds, while seeing that the writing was on the wall anyway, Prodigy just decides to forfeit and decides to just suck it up and try to recover for race 3.
Yeah, right on. I mean, good games to both runners. Again, going to tie up the series at 1-1, and it's best of 5. 3 out of 5 matches. And, yeah, we'll go ahead and set these guys up with another seed very shortly, and we'll be off to the races. So,
yeah, that was about a 4-minute difference for the runners between the first and second seed. I believe MetaLow and Prodigy finished in the 37-minute time frame, and we see MetaLow with a solid 33-minute run this time around. I think that's a little more in line with what I was expecting MetaLow to do, as this is exactly what he's been going through the entire tournament, aside from that first match against Stuff and Things.
Yeah, I would probably say if the seed is definitely on the easier side of things, it's probably going to be favoring MetaLow because of his overall skill set. But Prodigy has, I would like to call Prodigy a scientist in terms of figuring out Mega Man 2 randomizer strategy. All this might have been is just an unfortunate setback for him. So Prodigy has the chance to recover, but it's pretty much as we keep on stressing. If MetaLow starts getting into rhythm and the seeds fall into his favor, it winds up being to expect MetaLow to lose to just about anyone. And it's pretty much just MetaLow all day and all night.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I mean, yeah, these two guys. Hopefully, Prodigy doesn't tilt from this, right? I mean, I've seen Prodigy run. He's a fabulous runner. He obviously has put one loss onto MetaLow, so I mean, this is 1-1 at the moment, so that's always good. MetaLow is also not. I mean, he is probably one of the best, if not the best, runner of this game. But I mean, he's not superhuman, obviously. If he can take losses in the group stage and stuff like that, he took a loss here, and it's not exactly one-sided. It's back and forth. It's back and forth. And that's what we want to see as viewers. It's what we want to see as Mega Man players. It's back and forth, interesting, awesome races from two guys who do practice and have ran this pretty well, as they are showing. Grand Finals hype of the Mega Man 2 Randomizer. I'm excited. Thank you to all 6,700 people in this room watching. Awesome. And thanks to Twitch once again for having us on the front page as we're setting up for Race 3.
Yeah, once again, we got our runners taking a break in between races, so we want you to follow these guys. They're some of the best guys, good runners. Be sure to follow our runners. They're putting up some of their best A game material. Well, A game as far as the seed lets them, but still they're trying their best to entertain you and put their best efforts against each other in this grand finals matchup. So feel free to follow these two guys.
Yeah, definitely. Feel free to follow them. Give us a follow if you us humble commentators over here. We run this game as well, or other things also. So you can do that. You don't have to. Shout outs to Kame Sinen for running the tracker. Shout outs to Duckfist for making the randomizer possible by providing the tool that you can take and get you take your legally obtained Mega Man 2 ROM and you put it through the randomizer program, and then boom, it will turn it into a blast every time. Like you roll new seeds, and then you get this and that, and it's golden, man. I mean, it gives infinite replayability. An already great. Shoutouts to everybody that is involved in speed gaming and for allowing us to host this tournament with them, or allowing me to host this tournament with them. And yeah, I'm interested to see what's happening in race 3 here as these guys get set up. Kame Sinen, the Buster only runner from the tournament, has rolled this particular seed that has been distributed now. So for race 3. So it'll be interesting to see what this one has in store for them, how this seed is different, how if Prodigy can make any adjustments that's needed to go faster, or MetaLow just gonna roll over them and steamroll them? I'm interested. I'd like to know.
Well, while we're waiting, I think I'll take this time to describe some of the quality of life additions that the Mega Man 2 Randomizer has as we wait for our guys to get ready. So, for those that aren't aware, you know, usually in Mega Man 2, when you're game over, you lose all your E-Tanks that you usually obtain. So, you game over, you lose your E-Tanks. One of the things that Duck Fist has added is that whenever you game over, all your E-Tanks that you have stays with you. So you don't have to worry about losing all your E-Tanks upon game over. So that's a very nice quality of life addition that he has. Another thing, as you saw through MetaLow's credits, if for those that weren't around, there was also like a damage table that you see for the Robot Masters and the Wally Bosses. You can see what weaknesses and how weak they are for each individual weapon. As you also probably saw in the title screens, you saw randomized countries of development, the different game companies and so forth, even a randomized intro theme. Just a little aside and details about some of the minor nuances that the randomizer holds as we're about to get ready for our next race.
Yeah, we're headed to Jordan. 10 years ago, they sent a machine from the future, Terminator story, you know, to get Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor! Oh man, I'll be back. And we're back to the Randomizer.
Charlie boy, leave the oppressors at the gate, please.
I can't help myself.
Come on, we've got a good number of viewers here. We don't want you scaring them all away on us.
I mean, you know, it is what they'll stay. I'm sure they'll stay. The hype is